Welcome back, everybody. Again, we apologize for the delay there. We had a slight technical difficulty, but I believe we're good to go now. Chris Kidd and Brian Shepard with you here, as still in the bottom of the fourth inning, and Burdette has struck out the first two batters he's faced, and now going up against McChristian, takes a strike, 0-1. Again, he was able to strike out Bo Farley and then strike out John Henry Stepp to begin this inning. Now McChristian, who grounded out to second his first time up, stands in as Ceredo Kenova leading it 3-2 here in the bottom of the fourth, at Central Greenbrier trying to keep it just that. Yes, again, we've seen last couple innings, a few times we've come close on the camera on the foul tips. McChristian came close on that one too, but like I said, you can see some of the reverberation once it ends up hitting the screen. But the count now at 1-2. It's Burdette. Comes with an off-speed pitch, swung on a miss, strike three. Great inning by Burdette as he strikes out the side and keeps this at a one-run game. It's been a pitcher's duel throughout. We head to the top of the fifth inning. Central Greenbrier trailing it 3-2 as they come to the plate. We'll be back after this as you're watching the 2020 Little League State Tournament with us right here live on Video Productions. Top of the fifth inning as we're heading down the home stretch now, and Ceredo Kenova clinging to a 3-2 lead over Central Greenbrier. Chris Kidd here with you, with Brian Shepard, our engineer and statistician, as that one fouled off down the left side and out of play by Braden Terry, 0-1. And Terry's 0 for 2 today, hitting to a fielder's choice in the first inning. And really rocked the ball in the second inning into right field, but caught to retire Central Greenbrier in that inning. Shoemaker comes an off-speed pitch, hit towards third. Nice field on one hop, but throw gets away and over to the fence, and that will allow Terry to reach. As Kane's throw, as he's come in to play third base from center field, but the throw got away and allowed Terry to reach to start off the inning. As you see here on our instant replay, again, tough chopper. Kane, though, made the good fielding play, but then the throw was off the mark. And now it appears that Ceredo Kenova will make another pitching change, as that was pitch number 21, and that will make sure that Shoemaker is available to pitch tomorrow if need be. So while the pitching change is underway with Saunders, we'll step aside for a quick break and be back after this as you're watching the 2020 Little League State Tournament with us right here on Video Productions. All right, back to action as Saunders now takes over on the hill for Shoemaker here in this pivotal moment in the top of the 5th inning, and Saunders drops in a strike, 0-1. As he comes in at a very difficult spot as well, as he'll deal with the heart of the order for Central Greenbrier, with Terry standing at first base and nobody out, and Ceredo Kenova clinging to a 1-run lead. That pitch misses inside, 1-1. And Lambert, the number 3 hitter in this lineup, but he struck out in both of his plate appearances thus far today. Has a chance to make amends for it here for Central Greenbrier. Here comes the 1-1. This one lifted high in the air towards the left, and that'll clear the fence and out of play. So Saunders gets himself ahead at 1 ball and 2 strikes, looking for the first out of the top of the 5th inning. Saunders ready. Here comes a big 1-2 pitch. Just misses outside, 2-2. Saw Lambert load up on that front foot, ready to take a rip at that one, but held off at the last second. Now Saunders ready with a 2-2 offering. Strike 3 called on the outside corner as Lambert strikes out for the 3rd time today. And Saunders able to paint that corner perfectly in order to retire him, and that'll bring up Grant Burdette. Burdette 0 for 1 today, struck out in the 1st inning and was hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning. We take a big rip on the first pitch from Saunders and just missed it, fouls it back to the screen, 0-1. Burdette climbs back in. Saunders, after getting 1 big out in the heart of this order, now dealing with the cleanup hitter. That one swung on and missed, 0-2. Saunders doing a great job of being deliberate right now, making sure that he's settled in. He realizes how difficult each one of these batters is going to be. He got rid of one, and now he's worked himself ahead of another. Here comes the 0-2. Swung on and ripped into left center field. That's going to fall for a hit. Fielded in cleanly out there as the runner will hold at second, and Burdette, with his first base hit of the afternoon, puts runners at first and second now with 1 out, and that'll bring up Nelson Lynch, the number 5 hitter. He's 1 for 1 today, was hit by a pitch to start the 2nd and then singled in the 3rd. You see Burdette waited on that pitch and was able to take it opposite field. That one fouled off by Lynch into the face mask of Farley, 0-1. Again, Burdette was still on the mound last inning. He got to 21 pitches at the end of it. We'll see if he comes back out for the bottom of the 5th. Should Central Greenbrier take the lead here, as that one drops in for a strike, 0-2. That's what's made the pitching situation over the last decade so interesting. Again, when do you pull players? Do you go for the win right then and sacrifice that player for another day? So it's going to be fascinating to see what they elect to do, as that pitch from Saunders just missed. Now the count runs to 1-2. Again, a tying run at second base for Central Greenbrier, the go-ahead run at first base. Saunders rocks and delivers. Fouled back to the screen by Lynch, 1-2. You can feel the tension mounting here on both sides here in these late innings. Again, the winner moves on in the winner's bracket tomorrow for the 8:30 game against the winner of the next game. The loser will play at 1 p.m. tomorrow in an elimination game against the loser of the next game between Mineral County and Fairmont. Saunders didn't like the ball that he got, so he wanted another new one, and ends up taking this one back to the mound with him, as we said, being very deliberate. And everything he does right now is a big 1-2 pitch coming to Lynch. This one hit in the air to shallow center, coming on and off the chest of the center fielder. That will allow the runners to move up, and bases will be loaded now for Central Greenbrier. That was going to be a tough play out in center field, and tried to switch it into a basket catch there at the last second. Looks like Watts did. Has ranged over well in order to get to that ball. But once got there, looked like kind of handcuffed himself trying to get in position to make the grab. And now you've got McNeely up, who's doubled and hit a loud line drive out the last time he's been up. So he's rocked the ball both times he's been to the plate today and takes a strike 0-1. This one shot back towards the mound. Saunders Fields comes home quickly, and the runners will all move on to their respective bases. As you saw, Farley for a moment thought about coming to first with it, but he noticed McNeely was almost to the bag and wisely decided to hang on to it. But Saunders, with a heads-up play, takes the force out at home and keeps Central Greenbrier off the board for now. As you see it here on our instant replay, again, McNeely just missed that one, came over top of the ball. But again, good play there in order to get the forced out. Now let's see who they elect to go with. They're going to come back with Bryce Gardenier. Again, Gardenier had an RBI single to right field in his only at bat today. And a base hit could give Central Greenbrier the lead, tying runs at third. Strike one from Saunders. And Gardenier, the number 7 hitter in this Central Greenbrier lineup. Saunders coming on this inning in relief, trying to leave the bases loaded. This one shot back up the middle and fielded there by Shoemaker. Steps on the bag and retires Central Greenbrier here in the top of the 5th inning. So Central Greenbrier loads the bases but can't get a run home, and they'll take the lead into the bottom of the 5th inning. Will Ceredo Kenova back after this break. You're watching the 2020 West Virginia Little League State Tournament with us right here on Video Productions. Three to two as we move to the bottom of the 5th inning. Ceredo Kenova leading Central Greenbrier. Chris Kidd here with you. Brian Shepard, our engineer and statistician. This has been a tight back and forth game from the get-go. And now Ceredo Kenova trying to build on their lead here, and what they hope is their final at bat of the afternoon. As Central Greenbrier down to their last 3 outs. On the hill now is Lane Lambert. He'll take over for Burdette, trying to keep this at a 1-run game. Lambert deals. This one chopped towards second. Nice field there. Throwing over to first in time to Burdette for out number 1 as Stepp is retired. That'll bring up the number 9 hole hitter. Lambert ready to go here. Getting one out now, bottom of the 5th inning. He pumps in a strike. Nice fastball down the pipe, 0-1. As Watts trying to get something going before getting back to the top of the order to Riggs. He's definitely had the best day at the plate for Ceredo Kenova thus far as that pitch misses and skips in. And again, Ceredo Kenova only with a pair of hits in this game, both from Riggs, but it's all they've needed thus far in order to take this 3-2 lead. As Central Greenbrier's pounded out 5 hits but left the bases loaded last inning. Oh, and that one catches Watts in the helmet, and they go over to check on him right now as that was a fastball that just got away from Lambert. It looked like it caught him right on the crown of the helmet. And you can see the concern from everyone on the field for Central Greenbrier right now. Again, this was just a fastball that got away from Lambert. You can see caught him on the side of the helmet that time. And again, they're keeping him down, it seems a little bit more just to make sure right now. It looked like he tried to pop up initially, but they want to make sure that all of his bearings are still there at the moment. So I tell you what, while they tend to him, let's step aside for a break, and we'll be back after this as you are watching the 2020 Little League State Tournament with us right here on Video Productions. Thankfully, Ceredo Kenova player up on his feet, Mason Watts, after being hit, looked like right in the crown of that helmet, and you can hear from the patrons on both sides after that. Again, just a scary moment. After that fastball by Lambert just got away, again, there was absolutely nothing intentional about it, and you can even see how distressed Lambert is on the mound right now. And again, it's one of those things that absolutely scares you to death, no matter if you're pitching or hitting at that moment. And just thankful that Watts was able to get up under his own power and go back to the dugout as they'll continue to tend to him over there right now. And it looks like Dixon will come on and run in place of Watts here with one out in the bottom of the 5th inning. And Ceredo Kenova clinging to a 3-2 lead as things go back to the top of the order. And again, if we get anything on Mason Watts as the rest of the game goes on, we'll pass it along. But you can see a couple of parents over there checking on him, and you saw a lot of ice being rushed over as well after the fact. So I believe they kept him down just to ask him a few questions, make sure he kind of had his bearings about him before they took him off the field as that pitch gets away and to the backstop, and that'll allow Dixon to move on over to second base. If you're Ceredo Kenova right now, you'd absolutely love an insurance run in what has been a very close affair from the very beginning of this game. But it was 2 runs in the third inning that gave Ceredo Kenova the lead. This one hit hard between third and short. That gets through for Riggs. Dixon gets to third, and he'll hold up there as the cutoff man comes into second base. And Riggs with his third hit of the afternoon. All 3 singles, 1 RBI, just a phenomenal game from Harrison Riggs. And that'll bring up Jack Shoemaker. There you see it again, just that high chopper that got in between third and short. As Dixon tried to range over and get it, but just wasn't able to get a glove on it. Still 1 out as Lambert trying to bear down here and keep this at a 1-run ball game. Fake throw down to second base as the runner moves up. As we said, you're kind of in a perilous and helpless situation at that point. If you throw it down to second base, then the runner from third will likely come in and score. And even if you want to try and play a pick play on that, a lot could go wrong. So you can almost have to concede that runner getting down to second base unless there's 2 outs. Is that one in for a strike to Shoemaker? 1-1 the count. Lambert rocks and fires. Another fastball, but this one misses outside. 2-1. Again, after Shoemaker, things get to the middle of this order, but the middle of the order for Ceredo Kenova has been quiet today. 0 for 6 combined between the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. It's been the bottom of the order and top of the order that's been able to get the job done for them thus far as that pitch misses high and outside. Now the count at 3-1. So Lambert in trouble of loading the bases here with Isaiah Saunders on deck. There's strike 2 on the outside corner. It's Lambert trying to battle back here and get the second out of the inning. And he was able to get Step to ground out to second to start things out this inning. Runners at second and third with 1 out. Here comes the payoff pitch. Misses outside, ball 4. And now the bases are loaded for Isaiah Saunders. And Saunders, who stepped in relief, would absolutely love to give himself a little bit of insurance here. Now it's going to bring a visit to the mound to talk to Lambert at this critical juncture. Again, it's been tough pitching on both sides throughout this afternoon. As you can see, 5 hits for Central Greenbrier, 3 for Ceredo Kenova, and they've been able to overcome 3 errors in this game. The Central Greenbrier's 1 thus far, but Ceredo Kenova has capitalized on their moments just a shade more than what Central Greenbrier has in this game. So we said it was in the third inning where they were able to take the lead for good, scoring 2 runs with an RBI single from Harrison Riggs. And they've managed to make it hold up despite a couple of threats from Central Greenbrier ever since, including loading the bases last inning. So now Ceredo Kenova was able to get out of a bases-loaded jam last inning. Now it's going to be Central Greenbrier trying to do the same, but this one ripped into right field, back and over the head of the right fielder and up against the wall. That's going to score 1. That's going to score 2. Here comes Shoemaker around. He'll make it 3, and Ceredo Kenova may have just kicked in the door here in the bottom of the 5th inning. A 3-run triple for Isaiah Saunders, and they've now taken a 6-2 lead. And there you see it, just a flat line drive over the head of the right fielder, Russ Howe, and just plated everybody as Shoemaker came sliding in at the last moment. And Saunders, who had been 0 for 2 thus far today with a strikeout and a ground out back to the pitcher, comes up mammoth when it was mattered most. Now you have Miguel Kane, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. And if he can put this in play somewhere, Ceredo Kenova could likely take a 7-2 lead at this juncture. It's Lambert, 0-1 pitch, fouled back by Kane, 0-2. And Kane has had quite a few web gems in the outfield today, but has yet to put his bat on the ball in play in this game, trying to avoid the hat trick for strikeouts. Lambert kicks and delivers. That one gets away, and here comes Saunders to the plate. It is not going to be in time as he scores, and now the lead has swelled to 7-2. So after not seeing anyone try and take home plate thus far in the first 2 games, we've seen it twice here in this game now. Once from Central Greenbrier, and now once from Ceredo Kenova. Now a 1-2 count, bases cleared. Lambert still trying to get the second out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And there it may have been, strike 3, yes. Again, wasn't sure if Kane had foul tipped it off or not, but does wave through it for strike 3, and that is his 3rd strikeout of the game. That'll bring up Bo Farley, who struck out twice as well in this game. It's 4 runs have crossed now here in the bottom of the 5th for Ceredo Kenova. That fastball misses outside, 1-0. Again, much like in the last game, it was a 2-run home run from Cole Moody in the bottom of the 5th inning that gave Boone Northern a 3-run lead, and then they went on to win 5-3 after Boone Northern battled back in the top of the 6th inning. But that 2-run blast in the bottom of the 5th gave them a little bit extra cushion in order to hold on to that game. Now Ceredo Kenova's gotten a big cushion after this inning. That's in for a strike. 3-1 now, the count to Farley. And this will likely be the last batter that Lambert faces either way, as he's crossed 20 pitches. I'd imagine they'd want to try and save him for tomorrow, as well as several of the others that they've had come out early. And that'll be ball outside. As now the count moves to 3-1. This one ripped into left field, and that's going to get all the way to the wall as Farley turns it inside out and will dig for second base, and he'll be in standing up. As these Ceredo Kenova bats that were quiet throughout this ball game have erupted here in the bottom of the 5th inning. That's the 3rd hit off of Lambert now. As you see it here in our replay again, just pop that over the head of the 3rd baseman, Zaire Lee, that time. And now there will be a new pitcher as Lambert will exit the game. That way they can save him for tomorrow and what's looking more and more like a 1 p.m. matchup for Central Greenbrier in the elimination round. Well, while they change pitchers once again, we'll step aside for a break and be back after this as you're watching the West Virginia State Little League Tournament with us right here live on Video Productions. Back in the bottom of the 5th inning as Ceredo Kenova has blown the doors open here with 4 runs this inning and still looking for more with a runner at second and 2 outs as there's a high fastball chased by Braxton Brown and comes up empty as he even knows it after he went through that one that he shouldn't have swung with the count at 0-1. Brown struck out in his only plate appearance thus far today. And that one right in at the belt, 0-2. So Dixon trying to record the 3rd out this inning and put an end to what has been a huge inning for Ceredo Kenova. This one hit hard to first. Nice glove by Burdette as he steps on the bag for out number 3. But 8 batters come to the plate, and the damage has been done by Ceredo Kenova as they plate 4 of those runs on 3 hits. They take a 7-2 lead as we move to the top of the 6th inning. Back after this, you're watching the 2020 West Virginia State Little League Tournament with us right here live on Video Productions. Could be last call here for Central Greenbrier as they come to the plate trailing at 7-2. As we head to the top of the 6th inning, Chris Kibb with you with Brian Shepard, our engineer, as Isaiah Saunders on the mound trying to notch this win for Ceredo Kenova. And he'll deal with the 8, 9, and 1 hitters this inning as it'll be Nathan Pack to lead things off. Struck out in his only plate appearance thus far today. And if Ceredo Kenova hangs on, they'll move on and play the late game tomorrow against the winner of Fairmont and Mineral County, which will be coming up next here on Video Productions. And the loser will move on to face potentially Central Greenbrier should things stay as they are right now. Squaring to bunt is Pack, gets it down. Saunders has to chase after it. He's not going to have a play, and it's beaten out by Pack to start out the inning. So a great bunt single by Nathan Pack to get things started. And again, if you're going to come back from 5 runs, it's got to start somewhere. And that was executed beautifully by Pack. As you see it again, just no chance. Got it down, died in the grass. And even though Saunders was there somewhat quickly, I think he even knew he had no chance at that play. So now you have Sam Russow standing back in. He takes a strike, 0-1. Saunders now has reached 19 pitches, so we'll see if this will be the last batter he faces today. As Russow lays off on that high fastball, 1-1. Swing and a miss on a fastball, 1-2 as Saunders gets himself ahead in the count as Russell struck out in his only plate appearance thus far today back in the second inning. Trying to add to the bunt single by Pack to start this inning. Fastball misses high, 2-2.